worst idea. You're giving the impression that furries have money for these flights and stuff.
All these furries with their money and their fursuits and their cool jobs.
Hello, new people. Please come in and sit down. We have a special thing going on, so you might want to ask someone what we're going to be doing when Alkali gets here.
We're waiting on the chairman himself.
Yes.
For the new people that have entered the room, we have a special surprise we want to let you know about. So anyone else that walks in the room, just treat them normal. But when Alkali walks in the room, we're going to stand and we're going to stare at him.
We're not going to say anything. We're not going to smile. We're just going to stand and face him and stare at him.
It's just literally, we'll just be talking and all of a sudden he'll walk in the room and in unison we all just...
We're going to do this until he takes off his hat and says, "What did you do?" At that point, we're all going to cheer. Once he takes off his hat, if he takes off his hat, cheer. But if he puts his hat back on, stop.
Now, if his hat is already off, we have to wait till he says,
yeah.
"What did you do?" Then we can cheer.
We're adding a whole bunch of rules to this.
Well, here's the thing. It's just two things. It's either he walks in if he's wearing his hat. When he takes it off, we cheer. Or if he's not wearing his hat, when he says, "What did you do?" and we cheer. But until then, silence. Silence.
And cheer even louder if he just both at the same time.
Yeah.
If he does both at the same time, right side cheer, left side boo.
And if the quarterback pulls a half formation, we're going to flank the left side and then
it's going to be a play action pass with a throw to number 69.
Number 69. That's a
I'm sad. This is going to be the best variety show ever.
Yeah, so guys, welcome to the variety show.
This is the variety show right here.
So for those of you that did here, we actually had received 0 entries. Oh.
I got fucking super. What? You even told them to be silent? I hate you all. What are you doing? You don't talk. Yeah.
Yay!
Welcome to the variety show!
Seriously, guys? Seriously?
But you said it! The rule was that either when you said what did you do or you took off your hat.
We were gonna let it roll until you said it. Oh, this would have been a long show.
Wow, you brought some friends along with you.
Have a seat. Plenty.
So people have been hiding crap in my pockets all day? Oh, this.
Is that the coin that you dropped?
Yes, it is a chocolate coin.
Nature's Valley, balloon.
Woo!
Oh, shit.
Chocolate.
We've been entertaining them with the pre-show.
The pre-show is standing in dead silence?
Yeah.
Man, we really upped the ball on this one.
It worked really well.
Yeah.
So the first thing I gotta ask, is everyone having a good time? So for those of you who didn't hear, we had the tryouts for the Furry Variety Show and forgot to unlock the door, so no one tried out. We did not have anyone come to Furry Variety Show practice, so we sat there and started coming up with what the Furry Variety Show would be if all of us were just in charge of it. And it went to scary places.
Really scary places.
I was going to grab some towels from the hotel and replicate the Star Trek V fan dance as done by Lieutenant Uhura. memory of the passing of Leonard Nimoy.
Wait, he's a Vulcan, so...
He was going through Pond Fire, that's my excuse.
And if I remember correctly, we were going to cover fur with every towel in the entire hotel and just put them over here on the side of the stage, and every once in a while the pile of towels would go and one would fall off of it. That would go on for the dance of 1,000 veils, yeah. I think I was going to sit on the stage and eat an apple.
Very uncomfortably.
Yeah, oh yeah.
An apple.
Yeah. I've told you that before, right? That no, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Somebody did it to me. I've been performing outside of the fandom for years, and usually not at variety shows and stuff like that, but it is in comedy clubs and things. And one time they decided to do an impromptu competition, and me and my troupe were called Content Removed. Came out on stage, we did our improv stuff. Yeah, some of it that you saw last night, 30-second scene, stuff like that. And we did really well, and I was really happy. And then the next guy came onto stage, and he was a solo act. And he had a chair that he dragged across the stage as loud as physically possible, scraping I mean, it was awful. We don't even know how he made it make this noise. Put it down right in front of him. Walked back off the stage, slowly and uncomfortably, while staring at the same girl in the audience the entire time. Came back out onto stage, nothing looked like it had changed, and sat down in the chair, reached into his pocket and pulled out a Granny Smith apple. He ate the entire apple as slowly as physically possible, while staring at this girl. Microphone was right here so that you could hear every bite, every chew. The juice was running down his face, covering his shirt. He was down to a core. Bit the core in half, spit it to one side of the stage, wiped his hands off, went into the audience, and presented the other half of the apple core like a ring to this girl, and proposed to his fiancée on the spot. He won. And the worst part is, this was, you know, if you do an open mic, if you ever get the opportunity to do a real open mic, the people in the audience for open mics are other people who want to do open mics. So the rest of us are all comedians, and you either find that funny or you don't. So it just happened to be that everyone in the back of the room thought this was the funniest fucking thing they had ever seen in their life. And everyone in the front of the room did not get it. So the front of the room got to watch and look back at us. And they couldn't figure out if they were missing the joke or if we were just drunk. We were, but they were missing the joke too.
The joke is that it doesn't make sense.
No, nothing makes sense. Thank you for the reminder. PG-13 means no F-words. Somebody else talk while I remember words that don't begin with F.
Kale.
Minotaur.
Hold on.
Please tweet that.
Oh, you fucking know this is going on Twitter.
I just put in my lapel and it's right there. It's like I'm the fifth doctor now. I have the little, instead of the sprig of celery, it's now I have kale. I'm the vegan doctor.
Why? Why would you do this to me?
Because we love you!
Hashtag KaleCon 2015. Everybody tweet that if you
No, this is not going
Hashtag
to be the...
KaleCon, do it.
At Fursquared, hashtag KaleCon. And everyone will go, what the hell is
What?
happening at Fursquared?
This
We
is...
shared the space with a vegan convention.
This is like disgusting lettuce. I'll be I'll be honest with you, I did not know what kale looked like before this, because you take one look at me and you don't think vegetable eater.
Eat it!
No!
I'll donate if you eat it.
$100 for the charity.
I don't have that
Give
much.
me your hat. No, not your hat.
It's gone, I don't know what
Okay, fine. Give me your disgusting hat.
Oh, come on.
No.
I don't.
Is this washed? I just need to
Money,
know.
so I'll eat it. Probably.
Okay, Cakers?
If we get any money, Alkali will lick it. Oh!
Are you kidding me?
Love you, Alkali. Okay, let's how about $50?
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh!
Are you kidding me?
Tommy! I love you.
Wait, what did you just put in there?
Use the other door.
Oh my goodness, look at all this money in
Use
here.
the other door.
Go that way.
We can see you.
I think he's going to get more money.
If we
Awesome.
get,
Did somebody seriously donate $50?
we're gonna eat kale.
I'm rounding up support.
Wait.
Hold on. I need to see if there's. I'll lie. If you eat the entire thing, I'll give you 50 for the entire money.
Hey everyone, get in here. Alkali's gonna eat kale. Raw kale.
Raw kale.
Raw kale. Raw kale.
Wait, why am I chanting?
I love you, Alkali.
We love you, Alkali. Thank you for hosting the convention.
You know what? It could be worse. It could be covered in lube.
Would that be worse for him?
Put your mouth in first. Oh, there you go.
Just jam it in there.
What the fuck is it?
He loves it. You can tell. Look at him smiling as he eats it.
You think this cancels out?
Best variety show ever.
Don't fight it. Oh God.
Swing it around, swing it around.
That's the most disgusting thing I've ever done.
Bring that whole thing over
If you
here.
don't swallow, you don't love us.
From the straight man.
Am I gonna have to eat some too?
Yeah. You need to wash your mouth after some.
You want some water? Actually, it'd be awesome.
This tastes like burning.
to the variety show.
Okay, who brought that? Who actually bought the kale? I hate you. You all are terrible.
No more.
Yeah!
Alright, Furry. Your first commission for the charity is to draw alkali as alkali.
I can still taste it behind the animal crackers. It tastes like animal crackers and the ocean.
I feel like I should be eating some of it also.
Wait a minute. He's the one that mentioned kale, and he's leafy greens. Oh.
Yeah, because when I used the Whole Foods thing, and
Drum roll, please. Eat the kale. Eat.
Smell that kale. This is your fault now. On fire. Guys, get the idiots around.
Best variety show ever.
So we actually were literally sitting here saying, what are we going to do for this variety show? We're just going to sit down and talk and let things happen and then kale.
Thanks.
Oh my God! It ruins Mountain Dew! Oh God, it's like there's a party in my mouth and everyone just pissed.
So if you're trying to get yourself off of pop, eat kale.
Cut it out! That's disgusting! That's a bad habit. You go get a steak.
Dear vegan furs,
Oh my God.
This is my first time ever killed, and we're pretty good. It doesn't get better. No, I'll say that.
You couldn't have brought some cheese whiz or something for it?
kale and peanut butter, maybe.
Sweet and nasty.
Guys, rule one of burger. You don't say peanut butter.
I did.
Don't get me too excited.
Honestly, no joke. I mean, I've drank enough to kill a small horse. And I've thrown it back up pretty quickly afterwards. And I've never had anything with this foul of a taste in my mouth. This is awful.
You need
I don't
to,
want to put anything else in my mouth.
need to wash
So
that.
it's gonna be
It's a whore.
Got some vanilla graham crackers here. Some
I think this one's a displacer piece. Maybe it'll displace the kale for you.
So here's the thing.
What?
That was good. So as most of you know, I'm a fairly heavy drinker, and the only way for me to get through a con, especially one that I'm supposed to run, is to not remember it. Who can actually tell me where the hell this kale thing started? Because I remember it was during one of my panels. It wasn't during one of my
The
panels.
first Friday night was when.
Whole Foods, that was it. Okay.
You weren't there. You got called out. The
Is
rest
that
of
why I don't remember this?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I remember Whole
You did
Foods.
this.
Oh, that one.
You guys handle this. I'll be right back.
Who is there anyone here who's a volunteer or a staff member at another convention? Raise your hand.
Or any convention.
Yeah, even non-furry. All right. So I got to know, how many of you have gotten the opportunity to be having a chat with someone you know or someone you don't know, and then all of a sudden your eyes go wide as saucers and you run away? So these guys, so these guys over here understand that there's a certain pleasure that you get hearing them go, oh shit, as you turn and run. And also, my staff has a little saying, if alkali is running, it's bad. My fat ass doesn't run. I did yesterday. Steve came out of his room. He was in Brooklyn 5, the dealer's den. I was running in the other hallway. He thought the building was having an earthquake. All he heard was, because I'm not a soft runner. I'm a flat-foot son of a bitch. And it just sounded like thunder. Turns out the fan in the headless lounge turned off, and to you furries, that's an emergency. First order. Oh my god. I missed it. This is seriously disgusting. So, who got a pocket schedule this year? Who got a pocket schedule last year? Who got last year's pocket schedule this year? They came in the same box, and I got confused. Hey, what time is this? I opened this pocket schedule. I don't know, but I should have been on stage an hour ago. Also, we don't have the... Oh, shit.
Well, hey, the poker tournament was a whole day earlier.
Yeah, that's right. Well, last year we tried to hold a poker tournament for our first convention, and the gentleman who was supposed to run it didn't show up. So one of my board members was like, dude, don't worry about it at all. I can run a poker tournament. Oh, that's great. He later described to me how to play poker. I'm pretty sure he described a combination of gin rummy and go fish. So whoever was in there for that poker tournament, thank you for taking over and explaining them how it works.
Now you don't guys understand. I win. I have all reds.
They're like, no. Oh, they did not sink the battleship.
I'm going to tap my King of Hearts.
And I summon my Queen of Spades.
I'm going to roll a d20. It looks like I have a royal flush, guys.
One of the gifts we gave out this year, I'm sure you guys, I hope the sponsors, super sponsors all got one, was our customized die. You know, I'm glad you like that. We ordered 500 of them. They came in a box with a bag inside. And here's the thing about a bag. One end opens, the other does not. So if you need to pick up a bag, I suggest picking it up from the open side, not the closed side. The weird thing was, 500 dice hit the ground, and I guarantee you, 300 of them rolled ones. So if you were planning on using those dice for your D&D game, give it to the DM. There was something like, oh man, you know these dice with Fursquared logos. They were allowed nothing. There is no first. I'm like, oh shit. If this is how the con's gonna go.
My flight just got canceled.
Yay!
I don't have a hotel room.
Yay!
Oh my god!
Why are flights being canceled?
Snow.
Where are the no snow? No! I'm done with snow.
Canceled. The aircraft was unavailable because of the prior cancellation due to weather conditions. We are sorry for the inconvenience.
Yeah, everything like down south.
So that, it might not be here.
Coming here, yes.
They might be getting hit somewhere else, and that airplane can't leave where it's at to fly here to go on to where it's supposed to connect.
Wisconsin doesn't go for snow.
Thank you. Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you guys know the story about when a snowplow almost killed me? No. New Year's Eve con was when a truck tried to run me over. This was a snowplow. Yeah, I don't, that thing, that voice in the back of your head that keeps you alive, mine died. I'm still going, but he's long dead. I work downtown, and every once in a while, we have a situation where we can't leave. This was, 3-4 years ago, that giant Chicago snowstorm. What was it? I think it was 2011. About, 15 to 20 feet, basically in a few hours overnight. Well, I worked nights. So they called me like, look, we got you a hotel. You got to stay downtown, because we're probably going to have no one being able to get on the road tomorrow. Can you do this? I'm like, yeah, where's the hotel? It was down the block. Like, okay, I can trudge through the snow for a block or two. I go outside, there are no sidewalks at all. The sidewalks are just snow. Okay, we can do this. And in front of me, the spotlight of God, which turned out to be a snowplow, which saw me because he moved farther to the side. But what happened was a tsunami of snow coming off of the bike, which hit me with a force. I mean, now I know what it must be like to have sex with a fat guy. Unreal. This thing knocked my 6'8" fat ass back. I went into the snowbank and was completely buried. But I could tell from the breeze that at least my hand was out. So if anyone was walking by, I'm sure they were terrified because it was just... And I learned there's only one way to get out of a pile of snow. You lose your dignity and you wiggle it. And I wiggled until the snow kind of moved around me, and I kind of could get free. And as I was getting out, it turned out it was just the snow that was close to my ear. I thought I heard another truck coming. Throwing snow into the air like they're going to notice that. I finally get out into the street and I'm freezing cold. And I don't get cold easily. My hair is soaking wet. My entire body is covered in snow, which is melting due to my body heat. I get to the hotel, I walk in, I am dripping onto the ground. And that's when they told me it was the other hotel on the other side of the street. I didn't want to go back outside. And unfortunately, that was my only change of clothes, so the next day at work, that was kind of awkward. See, I was almost killed by a snowplow. Furry, you've been almost killed a few times.
I've been almost killed a few times. I wonder which time I should talk about. The time I was killed by the spider, the time I was killed by the X-Acto knife, the time I was almost killed by the dude with the chainsaw.
Does anyone follow the Twitter account, Is Fur Hurt? Is Fur Injured? There's a Twitter account called Is Fur Injured. It posts yes once every few days.
Yeah, it's amazing. Oh my god. I have to check that Twitter sometimes. Am I injured? Yeah. Oh, okay, that's why that's blood. Okay. No, but so there's this one time, and I went to high school.
Is fur being a pussy?
Is for a pussy. There's is for stuck. Is for trapped. Where in the world is fur? Fur's car. Fur's hats.
Congratulations, you haven't been injured since the 11th.
Yeah, well, officially. Unofficially, I get injured all the time.
What happened with
the spider?
Yeah, the spider would be a good one.
Okay, so I went to high school in Illinois, in Champaign, Illinois, which is kind of far up north. And as you know, brown recluse spiders usually tend to stick to the south. But thanks to the incredibly warm winters we were having while I was in college, apparently they kept going up northern. So this is about October of my junior year of college, and I'm in my very, very shitty dorm, but I'm cleaning out my closet. I'm actually being a productive citizen. I'm cleaning, I'm doing nice things, and then I feel all of a sudden a little bite in my arm. And I don't pay much attention to it, and I keep going back to cleaning. Then about 2 hours later, it gets really, really, really painful, and it's like there's this big red mark, and I'm like, what the hell did I do? So I go down to the local urgent care, and the nurse at the urgent care looks at me, and she says, oh, you pinched it, it's okay. Here, just put on a little bit of this like warming, icy hot type rub, and it'll be fine. I'm like, okay, it feels a little bit painful for that, but whatever. I go back home, sit down, and that happened about early afternoon. About midnight, I went to bed and I wake up, my entire arm is black. And I look at my arm and I look and I said, that's not normal. So I went back to the urgent care and I said, hey, you guys told me I pinched my arm a little earlier, but I don't think that's normal. And my entire arm's like, I'm not even kidding, it's purple and black, it looks like it's not supposed to be there anymore. And the nurse says, well, yeah, we're gonna look at that. So she sends me to the waiting room, and a doctor is just walking by, and he sees my arm, and he looks at me, and he goes, and I go back, and he's like, what did you do? And I said, I don't know. And he says, has someone seen you? And I said, I don't know. So he grabs me by the collar, and he's running down the hallway. He grabs a nurse, we go, runs, he looks for an empty exam room, throws me in there, throws the nurse in there, pulls my arm up, pulls the thing, and he goes, holy fuck! You're going to the ER right now. So they're calling an ambulance for me. And we're rushing, and he's like, no, we're not waiting for the ambulance to come get you. We're running you out there. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I thought it was a a pinch. And like at this point, like you could literally see, like the first thing he did was he took a ballpoint marker and he marked a line on the black part of my arm where it was here. In the 5 minutes it took for the ambulance to come, it went from here to here. And I was like, that's not good. Either I'm turning into a supervillain or I'm going to die. So, or both. So the coolest thing happened. I'm in the ambulance and the doctor from the urgent care is there with me. And he looks at my arm and he looks at me and he says, and this is like, just imagine they're doing the movie On My Life and the scene opens, the doctor bursts through the window, or bursts through the door, title scene, or bursts through the little titles of the director and stuff right at the bottom, and it's little rush shots, low shots of the ground, and feet running, and then he's in the ambulance, and the first lines of the movie are, Mr. Carlson, I'm not sure if I can save your arm, but I'm going to save your life. Title. That was the Oscar moment right there. And at that point, I'm looking at the doctor, I'm like, you're a fucking badass. Oh my God, I completely forgot my arm's about to go get cut off. So literally, they called the hospital ahead of time. They said my arm is necrosing, which is a really scary word. And like, they had my arm like I think they put a tourniquet on. I can't really remember because I had so many drugs right after. It was amazing. And like, so they finally do that. They stick an IV in my arm, like full of antibiotics and kill, and they like kids to me there all night. My arm's like not getting better, but it's not getting worse. So I'm like, yay, I might get to keep it. I like this one. I jerk off with it. That's totally PG-13.
You said it, you didn't do it.
Yeah, I mean if you want a demonstration.
No.
I will feed you more kale.
Oh God! So, but so they go back and they look through and they find like the original. You can still see the scar from this 4 years later. And he went back and he's like, this is like textbook brown recluse spine. And I'm like, I thought those were in the South. And he's like, we're at the very, very northern part of their territory. You just got really lucky. Great! So I had to spend a couple nights in the ER, and I'm tweeting the adventures this entire time. And then all of a sudden I noticed, hey, I'm getting like 500 new followers a day because everyone's looking at how painful I am. I'm, yay, people like me! And so over the next month, I got to watch my arm go from black to blue, back to this like weird reddish area, and then it's this entire giant bubble around my arm where the spider bite had hit. And there's this entire blister going all the way around here, and I can tell you exactly where it is because there's still scars there from where it was at. And it's slowly shrinking thanks to this really expensive cream I have to put on it. And my favorite part was every day for about a week I had to go to the ER to get IV antibiotics. And the nurse there was amazing because she always gave me morphine. And I also have to remember, they were giving me Oxycontin to go home with. And then I'd go to the hospital, they'd give me morphine and more pills to go home with. And I can't remember that month at all. It was amazing. And it was amazing. She was this sweet, sweet older black lady. I only mentioned she's black because she had such a southern charm. When she said, she's like, so how much does it hurt? I'm like, a little bit. Morphine! How much does it hurt? A little more? So, about probably a month after that spider bite happened, all of a sudden I got this huge blister on the top of my arm and back up here. And then I was like, no, it's coming back! And then apparently there's this thing called staph infection. And I wasn't too careful. So for another 3 weeks I had to have my arm in a big bandage. I couldn't do it, couldn't do anything. They're like, oh, did you break it? No, I got bit by a spider, pussy. And it was amazing because for that entire time, with the exception of the first night, I didn't feel any pain thanks to the drugs. And then they got to the point where they're like, oh, you're almost perfectly fine, you can stop taking the painkillers, and then it started hurting again. And then I'm like, this is really, really annoying. And then it slowly went away, and I had a scar, and it started slowly going away, and it's finally almost gone. I still can't actually feel everything in this hand. It's really cool. Like, they do this test where they plunge this hand in water and they plunge this hand in the same water, and they tell me if I can feel the same, and I can't. And it's like a really, really shitty superpower. It's like, oh no, we have this slightly warmer bar that no one can hold. Ha-ha! I don't know. Pandas is probably sitting here going like, that's not how the medical profession works.
Oh yeah, no, Pandas is a true medical professional.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell them about the bottle of pills that you had to get with your coworker?
Oh yeah.
Which way?
I win.
So, yeah, that happened. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I'm a pharmacist, and I've worked in a lot of different stores, and this one store I was working at in Michigan, we were really, really busy. We had a whole bunch of scripts come in, and we started taking all the orders, and then people went away, and we were like, oh, great, we can get caught up and actually get everything done. So my technician and I are there, we're counting the prescriptions out, getting them all ready. And I had just finished counting one called Bactrim, which is a very powdery one, and a lot of people are allergic to it. So after you do that one, you have to clean the tray. We usually keep a jar of paper towels right there with some alcohol, clear it off. And I was like, where is it? Oh, dang it, we're out of paper towels. So I look over, there's a giant pile of cotton balls right there. So I look over at my technician and I go, hey, Lamont, will you mind grabbing me, picking some cotton for me right there? And then I realized what I just said to my younger, subordinate African-American employee. Without missing a beat, he grabbed it, handed it to me, and I'm wiping, and I'm like, I just said that. I made my black employee pick cotton for me. And I don't know where I came up with this, but I just held it. And I'm so sorry. Was that racially insensitive of me? And he's like, sees me holding the cotton, falls on the floor laughing. Like, I was genuinely like, did I do something offensive? And he was busting the gut. The whole rest of the day, any of the other staff that came back, like, hey, how's the pharmacy work? He's like, oh, come here. Do it again. Hey, would you pick some cotton for me? I'm sorry, was that racially insensitive? He actually said that! I was mortally offended, and he just had a roll with it, so after about 3 or 4 times, I'm like, okay, so it's a cool thing, but I literally was like, you can't get your black employees to pick cotton for you. I'm sure there's a rule there somewhere in the handbook that says, rule page 37 or something, please do not get your black employees to pick cotton for you. It's probably not a good idea. But yeah, I was literally mortified that day.
See, and that's the difference. I love my industry. Where I work, we're just assholes. We're just the worst people you could possibly meet, and we screw with each other all the time. I mean, we hear about other officers like, oh, I played a great prank. I turned the screen upside down on their computer, and then put a background on it that was right side up, and he couldn't figure it out. And we're like, oh man, we shit in that guy's shoes over there. One day, we got sushi. They only ate half the sushi. A guy fell asleep at the desk, and they saw how much sushi they could put in his clothing. Turns out, half the sushi fit in his clothing. Most of it in his shoes. There was a little bit of room, put it in, and then used a chopstick to push it down. We play for keeps over by me. And this is disgusting. I'm gonna tell you. We had somebody at work. We don't know who he was. We never learned. This was actually at a company that went under. Some of you may know it, MF Global. I actually ran a trading desk there. There was a gentleman that we all called the Stacker. Now the stacker obviously hated his job. He hated the company, he hated everything about it. And the stacker would go to the restroom, fill the toilet with toilet paper, because there's always 2 rolls. Take 1 roll, filled the toilet, sat down, did his business, let the toilet flush completely uselessly, and then left. It was disgusting, but childish. And it would have ended there, but asshole Trent started taking pictures of it and posting it on the wall. So we had a shit wall over here. Dated, numbered, he started putting up like those pins in it with strings going back and forth. And no one told him to take it down until one day our financial director came through and started screaming because coming up in the elevator were 2 really big potential clients. You have to take this down. And Trent with his big, but we're so close! we don't really have jobs. We just go there to amuse each other. We were for a week because I had finally played the game. I was sitting there, oh, would you kindly hand me that order stick? Would you kindly turn down your monitor? Would you kindly give me the 4 forms? Thank you. And I had been doing this, I don't know why, I'm like, oh, would you kindly, I really liked it, that game was amazing, I'm so glad, like, no one really gets this. And then on a Friday at noon, hey Trent, would you kindly turn up The Simpsons? He stood up, a slave listens and a man obeys. He left work and took the next week off. So the last thing that everyone heard was him scream that, leave, not show up for a week. That actually leads to, I know some of you probably heard this, that is the week that he went mountain climbing. Do you guys know about when Trent went mountain climbing? Trent is, he's a smaller guy. He's really just a wonderfully insane person. And I enjoy what I do recreationally. He recreationally enjoys what he does. In other words, he smokes a lot of drugs. He's a broker, that's what we do for fun. So on this day, he got a particularly good batch of acid. Oh, and when you get high on acid, what's the one thing you want to do? Climb a mountain. So he popped some acid, got in his car, drove to a mountain. I'm going to say that again so you understand. We live in Chicago. He did acid, got in his car, and drove to a mountain. I don't know of any mountains in Chicago, so he went somewhere. He arrived at said mountain, dropped some more acid. And he looked at the mountain and said, I'm gonna make you my bitch. Realized he had no climbing gear or experience. And went for it. And he got up, one hand on the mountain. Realized that all he was holding on to was the rock that he had picked up off the ground and was just tapping it to the mountain. And they weren't merging together, so he stopped that. Now, if you've ever done drugs, you know that they mess with you. If you are addicted to drugs, you know that you can mess with them. Because if you smoke or do anything as much as that gentleman has, you actually do know your limits. You know that you are high, you know what you are doing, you're just too stupid to do anything about it. So he knew that he needed to find real headholds. He wanted to survive. According to him, he tested and talked to every handhole and foothold that he found. More than one of them spoke back to him. Hey. What's your name? Stoned. So he started climbing. He climbed for what he said from when he got there, when the sun was out, until the sun set. And he is still on a mountain climbing. He says at this point, he got really tired. So he did the only thing that he could think of. Went to sleep. He let go of the mountain and let sleep take over. He woke up the next morning in a bramble bush, cut to shit. His clothing was very, very torn, and he looked around. That's when he realized what happened. See, he was stoned. He did climb a mountain. He did climb a mountain for about half a mile to the left. He was about 4 feet off the ground when he fell off the mountain, but he scaled that thing the entire way. He just never figured out a way to go up. Fell asleep and fell off the mountain, woke up and said, I climbed a mountain.
That's a beautiful story.
Like I said, I went to another company, so we got separated. Me and him, we talked to each other. He started working again with me 2 weeks ago. So I will have new stories for you. Everyone in the office is already terrified of him. He has a way, I'm sure like somebody else must know how to do this. He can fold dollar bills into what looks like a paper airplane, but it's actually a really fine tip, and we have a ceiling like this. And if he does a 3,000 watt or more, he throws the dollar bill into the ceiling and it sticks right there. He has about $200 in singles right above his station, just stuck to the ceiling. Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's been a tradition of his. He's done it since day one. It's his lucky thing. I'm going to steal this for soap.
It is 1:48.
48?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes, the charity auction will be going on in here. All the items that are in the charity auction. Some of them are over there. Are they all over there or just some? We don't know, but...
Yeah, no worries. We got this.
We do?
We do?
Quick, adjust the tones of the mics. What are we doing?
I'm trying to gauge the audience.
Take it off!
No one wants to see that. I don't want to see that.
Okay.
I block out parts of my mirror so that I don't have to see that myself.
Who wants to hear the story about the time I exploded? So, my day job is a designer, and I design audio and video systems and graphics and stuff for a theme park in Orlando, Florida that's not Walt Disney World. We're the loser. I got hired, and one of those jobs was for this place called Diagon Alley at Harry Potter World. And the opening night, we were going to have all these great fireworks, and we were going to have like this really cool thing where a wand was going to fly off and shoot sparks and all this stuff. And I was going to do all the video for this. So we were going to have a bunch of projectors, and it was going to have this flame and like this spark of like magical energy, whatever Harry Potter uses. It was going to go up the building, then out through a firework. And I had to stage all my equipment up on the roof where the firework was going to go off. And the thing about when they opened up this new land is they hired a whole bunch of new people. And when you hire new people, especially to do things that are important like fireworks, you gotta train them. And these guys didn't get the full training experience, if you know what I mean. So I'm here on the roof watching all the stuff getting set up, and it's time to do our dry run. Now this is at 4 in the morning, so no one's in the park, no one's around. We're using these, we're doing what's known as silent fireworks for this show. So we can practice them at 5 in the morning, no one will complain. And the way it works is we're on a roof about this size of the stage. The fireworks shells are being launched over there. I'm in my little hidey hole over here. And thankfully they put up a 1/4-inch piece of plywood between me and the fireworks just in case something went wrong. Now these things are not launched by black powder anymore. They got these awesome giant air compressors that shoot it in the air, so it's totally silent. And it's really cool. The problem is sometimes they don't get enough pressure, so you have what's known as a hang fire, where it'll go up a little bit and then come back down. So this is 5 in the morning. I'm in my little booth starting my video world. The pyrotechs are over there on their little side. And remember, I'm surrounded by plywood, so no one can really see me. And then we're doing our first dry run. I start the video. We have a wand go. The wand magical powers goes up, up, up. I'm leaning over the side of the roof to watch it. Do. See the wand magic go up the ceiling. And the fireworks is supposed to go off in the air. And I see it, and I know it's not supposed to make any sound. And I'm watching it, and I'm watching all the rest of the firework things. I'm like, okay, it should be going off in there. I should be able to see the thing. Why is it going off? Why is it going off? Why is my back so hot? What's going on? Oh my God, why am I on fire? The air compressor didn't go to full power, so it went up in the air. Wind blew it just about 10 feet over, and it came back down on me. That was 6 days after I got hired. And I broke their stellar safety record.
Are any of my Nero guys here? Good. So, no, I don't want to talk about that one. That still hurts. We sent a wheelbarrow on a raft to the middle of a lake and blew it up. And no one knew because we were on a public campsite. So we did. We used to do fireworks at Nero, and I wish I had your help, because we have no idea what we're doing. We're just like, light, throw, boom, dangerous. But we had so much left over. So we took an old wheelbarrow, lined the bottom of the wheelbarrow with paper towels. I mean, rolls of paper towels. Soaked it in kerosene, then gasoline, then spiritus because I was done drinking it. Then we took every firework that was left over from last year and put it in the wheelbarrow. And we thought, guys, we shouldn't just light this right here. We need to do this safely. And they said, well, there's a raft over there. So we put the wheelbarrow into the raft and kicked it. And safely. Now we have the 2 types of fuse, quick burning and slow burning fuse. We have a lot of it because we were doing amateur pyrotechnic shows for Nero. Well, I figured the fuse was also no good, so let's just use all of it. So we just were unspooling this thing, letting this thing float out onto the river. Float out. And over here comes the adventurers, here comes the party. They're fighting all the bad guys, The large wizard comes out, and Steve didn't know we were doing this, so we just waited for a good moment. And as he was doing his villainous monologue, I am the best, if we could time something, we couldn't have timed it this well. Because at the crescendo, and you will die! We blew up a lake. This wasn't bottle rockets. This was 200 mortar rounds from the kit. Hi, John. He might have helped. The problem was...
Kale!
Basically, in the end, 200 mortar rounds went off, blew up the raft. We have, things usually leave debris. No. We don't know where that raft went. We're assuming wood. Blew that up. There was, these beautiful sparks, water going everywhere. And Steve, without missing a beat, turned around and looked back at them and goes, we might want to leave. And everyone got in their cars and went home. But if you look at our private message boards to this day, everyone goes, we didn't get to fight the big boss, but damn, was that awesome. Dan is not allowed to be a pyrotechnic anymore. All right, I think it's time for the charity auction.
think it is, it's 1:55.
So here's what we're gonna do. First off, guys, like we said, we tried to do a variety show. We didn't get anyone to show up. So first off, guys, just for me, the variety show is one of those things in the fandom, and I hate to say this, but when I joined the fandom, the variety show was something that was unbelievable. And the people who do it still make it unreal. But I don't see as many people doing it anymore. Okay, I go to a lot of conventions, Furry goes to a lot of conventions. If we're at a convention, we're gonna run a variety show. Find in the book where it says variety show practice. It's fun, it's a chance to get on stage and show off your talents. Furries have the most wide, diverse range of talents out there. We want to see them. Don't skip the variety show. Go there and perform. We love running it because we love seeing what you guys do. And a lot of you can play some instruments, and I like hearing music. So guys, go to the variety show and always enjoy it. We hope we were a suitable substitute for you today. Thank you guys very much. This is Fur, this is the girls, and guys,
So you missed it.
Thank you very much. Charity auction will start on time at 2 o'clock. We're just going to get things organized over here and we'll get going when it should. Thank you guys.
Now, Clyde, is the charity auction cash only?
Where's Dragor? We can take credit, correct?
Sweet.
Cash or credit for the charity auction?